Hey guys, welcome to the third tutorial in series of learning React. And in this tutorial, we are going to start with fundamentals of React and project structure of React. Now, I'm using Visual Studio Code for the development purposes, but you can use any code editor or text editor that you're comfortable with. However, if you're new, I'd recommend VS Code. So let's start. First of all, we need a working directory. So let's create a working directory, go to files and then open folder, and wherever you want, create a new folder and name it the name of your project. I'm using name Drona and I've already created that. So this is my working directory. Right now it is empty, but I'll initialize it in just a bit. I'm assuming you have already installed Node.js. If not, you can follow first tutorial for installation and setup. With that being said, let's start. We are going to use create react app for initial setup of our project. And to use that, we have command npx create react app and whatever the name of the app is. Now you have to type this command in terminal in Visual Studio Code. You can pull up terminal from here. And remember, this command will only work after you have installed Node.js. Now this command is npx create react app and then name of your application and hit enter. Now it can take a while to do its thing. So while it's installing, let's understand what create react app is. So for that, let's go to official page of create react app. Create react app was built by Facebook that gives us a great head start when building React applications. Remember, all that stuff we talked about Babel, ES6, and this is one of the things that this Create React app is taking care for us. It saves us from time-consuming setup and configuration. We can simply just run one command and we have a basic starter project. Let's see if Create React app has been installed or not. And yes, it has been. So here you can see some boilerplate code that Create React app has produced for us. There are a lot of things that Create React app is taking care for us under the hood. If you're looking at this directory for the first time, it may seem very overwhelming, but don't worry, we'll dissect all this project structure in just a bit. But first, I want to run the application and see what the output looks like. So for that, first change to Rona. That was the name of application that I gave to create React app, and then run command npm start like this. So create react app has created a local server for us and hosted our application onto it, as you can see on 3000 port. So this is that local server running and it is loading our page onto this. So this is a simple hello world kind of application in the React world, or this is the very basic application that Create React app has produced for us. So we have a logo here and some text and link. Now let's see how this output is being produced by this Create React app folder structure. So the very first thing that we already know is everything that we are seeing on the browser is HTML. So first let's find that HTML file. So if we go to our public folder and under it we can find index.html, and on the first look of it, this HTML file is pretty small for output like this. So this HTML file contains only one main tag, that is this division tag with the ID root, and everything that we are seeing on the browser is being injected to this division tag. So let's see from where our output is being produced. So go to source and under source we can see an app.js file. The very first thing, the image that we were seeing is this logo.svg, and this is that image tag that we are seeing on the output screen, and then edit and save to reload. As we can see this. Okay, so now we know where our output is coming from. So where does this app.js file is being loaded? Go to index.js. Now in this index.js, this app.js file is being used and being injected onto our root tag. As you can see, by document.getElementById, by id, we are injecting our app file or app code into that component. Now this gives us very high level understanding of how the application is working, and let's see the other file inside this project structure, and one of them is .getignore file. If you have ever worked with GitHub, you know what this file is being used for, but if you have not, basically if you want to push your code to GitHub and you don't want all the things inside your project folder to get pushed onto the GitHub, for example this node modules, you specify the name of that folder or that file inside this .getignore file, and while posting it onto GitHub it doesn't post these files. So why don't we want to push our node modules onto the GitHub? Well, because the very first reason is they are not the main part of our application. The main part of our application is the code that we wrote, and these node modules can be installed anywhere else, so they are just increasing our project size while we are posting it onto the GitHub. The other thing that we can refrain from posting are sensitive information like API keys or some passwords if you have used inside this folder. So these are the kind of things that we don't want to push onto the GitHub, and this file takes care of that. After that, we have package.json file. Inside this package.json file, this package.json file contains the metadata about our project. It contains all the necessary configuration that has been used while developing this application. For example, it contains all the different modules that we have installed while developing our application. It contains all the various scripts such as this: start, build, test, and these are the scripts that we are going to use to run our application or test our application or build our application. So this is the file for that. After that, we can see a serviceworker.js file. Now this serviceworker.js file is very important file in this project structure, and this is the file that is responsible for bootstrapping and starting up our application on the run, and it also takes care of all the things of all the configuration that are going under the hood. So this is very high level overview of Create React application. Now note, till here we have only understood how CRA works and not the React part of the application. So let's see that. Before going on to the React part, first we have to understand this notion of components in React. So everything that you see on a website in a browser are made up of components. So this website can be grouped into some particular components, and it is these components that makes up this whole website. So for example, at the very top we have this header component, and inside this header component we have another subcomponent, that is this nav bar, which is used for navigation. We have another subcomponent which is this search bar. Below it we have bunch of other components, and if we scroll all the way down we can see a footer component. So in very simple terms, a component is a very small part of our application, and this component is reusable. We can use same code for the component at different other pages. So with respect to our application, this app.js is one component, and to be more specific, this is a functional component. We'll go more deeper into that in the next video, but for this, just understand that this is what a component looks like, and this is a functional component, and we can embed this component into other components like so. As you can see, we have imported app.js, and then we have embedded it into some other component. This HTML like syntax that you're seeing right here is called JSX. We'll go more deeper into that in next video, but for now, let's understand these import statements. So for custom styling your component, writing some CSS for your component, applying to it, we can do it in this way. Write a app.css file in which you specify all your stylings and just import it into your component.js file. And just by importing it, this CSS file is used for styling of this particular component. And in similar manner, we can also use an image or some SVG file, as you are seeing on the website. This is an image or SVG file which is being imported. So this is it about Create React application, its project structure and how it is working. From next video onwards, we'll dive more deeper into the React part of the application and get a basic understanding and some hands-on experience with components. So see you there.